Okay, so today I was in Psalms 23 and 24. And something that I realized is that in Psalms 22, it's about the cross and resurrection of Christ. And then Psalms 23 is like our path, our purpose. It's about, the Holy Spirit guiding us and directing us. And then Psalms 24 is correlation of eternity when Christ returns and God opens up the gates and lets us in. So anyway, I just thought it was kind of neat to see a correlation between the three. And so in Psalms 23, it's a popular one that most people know. And I just want you to kind of hear from the perspective of purpose and path that God has for you. So it talks about the Lord takes care of me. He gives me more than enough. And then his blessings are overflowing when you're on the path that he has for you, and you can rest in his love. And he has a plan and purpose specifically for you, and he directs your steps. And I think about how, Jesus walks before you, and the imprints of his foot or his feet, or as he goes, are the steps for you to take. And I just think that's a beautiful representation or image that you can give yourself, where God is already walking ahead of you, and you're just supposed to step into his footsteps. And I just think that's so comforting. And when I'm weak, he is strong. He revives me. In the dark times, I am not alone. And that I am set apart from my enemies. He anoints me with the Holy Spirit. And we can glorify him and magnify his name. And that whole Psalms to me is just the plan and purpose God has for me, and him guiding me on that path. And then in Psalms 24, God created everything and everyone, right? He pushes back the ocean to make dry land. He calls for us as believers, as Christians, to have pure heart, pure hands, clean hands, pure heart, never deceiving others, speaking truth and life to others in order to receive the blessings that the Lord has for us. And so then it talks about wake up. Wake up, the King is coming. And this kind of represents to me like the end, because it talks about how God has on the armor, and he is ready for battle, and he is coming. He is coming to open up the gates for eternity. And it says in there, fling wide the gates, and the invisible commander is coming from heaven with a force and with the host. And it says in there, come with the heavenly host, but then it says in Hebrew that means force. And so for we are all supposed to rejoice because the King is coming. And so anyway, I just thought that was kind of neat. I'm taking the time this time around in reading the scriptures to really dive in and deep and hear things that I didn't hear before, read some commentaries that I haven't read before. And so I just thought that was such a great correlation. You have the good shepherd, you have the great shepherd, you have the chief shepherd. It's kind of how they broke down the three chapters. And so I encourage you, go back and read it through those lenses. Read it through the lens of chapter 22 of the cross and the resurrection. And then read Psalms 23 as he is your shepherd. He is guiding you every single step of the way. And then in chapter 24, we are called to have pure hearts and clean hands, and not deceiving others, and speaking the truth of who God is in our lives, so that the blessings are overflowing. And that's what I wish for you, is the blessings overflowing in and through your life, because Jesus is coming. The King is coming. So it says to wake up. Wake up. And I just think that's so cool.